Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good midnight, everywhere you are all over the world. This is to appreciate all of my 2.76k subscribers. Woo! You guys are awesome. You guys are brave. You guys are smart. You guys are excellent. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for subscribing to Unbound Verse and supporting all the thoughts, ideas, sharing, experience, and moments that are so profound on Unbound Verse. Thank you. Keep sharing the channel. Keep pushing it. Let's get to 5K before the end of 2024, and we have an even bigger celebration. All right, what do I have for you today? Today's video is gonna be one of its kind. It's gonna be the first of its kind that's gonna come straight to you from Unbound Verse. And I promise you, this is gonna be mind-blowing and close to reality. And let me just leave you guys to figure it out yourself, because you're gonna love it. This video is titled The Arrival of the Nameless Giant. The Arrival of the Nameless Giant. The Arrival of the Nameless Giant. Watch this video. The Arrival of the Nameless Giant. The world had come together for a grand event, unlike any other, a global picnic, a celebration of humanity's unity. It was a day when all of us, from every corner of the earth, stepped out of our homes and gathered under the open sky. The sun was warm, the breeze gentle, and the air filled with laughter and the sounds of joy. There were no borders, no divisions, just people sharing food, stories, and dreams, basking in the sense of oneness that had eluded us for so long. As we settled into this rare moment of peace, it felt as if nothing could disturb the harmony that had enveloped the world. Families spread blankets on lush green grass. Children ran freely, and strangers became friends. It was as if the earth itself was smiling, pleased with this display of unity among its inhabitants. But then, as we were getting comfortable in this newfound peace, something extraordinary happened. Without warning, the sky began to darken. A strange, foreboding silence fell over the world. It was as if the very air around us had thickened, holding its breath in anticipation. And then, from the heavens, something massive began to descend. A being unlike anything we had ever seen or imagined. It was a giant, a figure of immense size and power, human-like in form, but neither male nor female. Its features were indistinct, as if it existed beyond the boundaries of our understanding, defying the categories we use to make sense of the world. The giant was neither benevolent nor malevolent. It simply was an imposing presence that commanded the attention of every living soul. As the giant's feet touched the earth, a tremor rippled through the ground, felt by every person on earth, every person on every continent. The vibrations were deep, like the rumbling of an earthquake. But instead of causing destruction, they seemed to reverberate through our very beings, stirring something ancient and primal within us. Then came the blackout. All the lights of the world, every bulb, every screen, every electronic device went dark in an instant. We were plunged into a deep, impenetrable darkness. The giant's arrival had disrupted the flow of energy that powered our modern lives, leaving us in a state of confusion and fear. But strangely, the giant itself did not emanate fear. It was the unknown, the sudden change that terrified us. In the midst of this darkness, the only light came from the natural sources we had long taken for granted. The sun, the moon, and the distant stars cast a faint glow, enough for us to see the giant now walking with a slow, deliberate pace across the earth. Its steps were heavy, each one causing the ground to tremble, but it moved with a purpose that none of us could understand. None of us could understand. As we watched in stunned silence, something even more unsettling began to happen. From the ground beneath our feet, small silvery spheres began to emerge. They were like droplets of mercury, perfectly round and eerily smooth. These balls rolled across the ground, moving with a strange fluidity that defied the laws of physics. They were small, just an inch in diameter, but their presence was overwhelming. Their presence was overwhelming. We didn't know what to make of them. They didn't seem dangerous. They didn't hurt anyone who touched them. But there were something deeply unsettling about them in our minds. It was as if they were messengers of the giant, symbols of the changes it had brought with it. We instinctively knew we should avoid them. And soon people began to run. They began to run, helter-skelter. There was no panic, no screams, just a collective, desperate attempt to avoid these strange rolling spheres. We dodged them, leaped over them, trying to keep them from touching us, even though they caused no harm. It was as if we were running from the unknown itself, from the fear of what we could not understand. The blackout persisted. The giant continued its silent march across the earth, and the mercury-like balls kept emerging from the ground, relentless in their quiet advance. There was no resolution, no end in sight, just the ongoing, silent struggle of humanity to navigate this new, bewildering reality. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, I awoke. The dream was over, but its impact lingered like the fading echo of a distant thunderclap. So now let's talk about the reflection of this story that I have just told you. Let's reflect on it. What does it mean to dream of such things? What are we to make of a giant that defies description? A blackout that plunges the world into darkness, and strange, harmless spheres that nevertheless drive us to run. What can we make of all these things? Perhaps this dream is not just a story, but a message, a reflection of the world we live in, a world where the familiar can be disrupted in an instant, where forces beyond our understanding can change everything we know. The giant may represent change itself, vast and inevitable, neither good nor evil, but simply a force of nature that we must learn to live with. The blackout could symbolize the loss of the structures and systems we depend on, leaving us to rely on more fundamental sources of light and guidance. And the mercury-like balls, they may be the small but pervasive challenges we face, emerging from the very ground beneath our feet, forcing us to confront our fears and adapt to a new reality. In this dream, we are all participants in a global event, a collective experience that challenges us to rethink our place in the world, to find new ways to navigate uncertainty, and to embrace the unknown with courage and resilience. It is a reminder that in the end, it is not the giants that define us, but how we choose to respond to them. As we share this dream with the world, may it inspire reflection and dialogue. May it remind us that no matter how vast or incomprehensible the changes we face, we are all in this together. And in that shared experience, there is hope, strength, and the possibility of a brighter, more unified future. And here is my final thought on this dream for everyone. Here's my final thought. Sharing this dream with the world was the potential to spark deep reflection and conversation. The dream's vivid imagery and powerful symbolism resonate with themes of change, themes of fear, and themes of the unknown. The universal experiences that touch everyone, especially in times of uncertainty. By presenting the dream as a story, I invite others to explore their own interpretation, encouraging a collective contemplation of what it means to face forces beyond our control and how we as a global community respond to them. This story can serve as a metaphor for our current world, where disruptions, whether technological, environmental, or societal, challenge our sense of normalcy and security. Yet, within these challenges lies an opportunity for growth, for adaptation, and for unity. By sharing this dream, I offer a lens through which people can view their own experiences and perhaps find solace in the idea that even in the face of the unknown, we are not alone. Ultimately, the dream and its story remind us that our strength lies not just in understanding the forces that shape our world, but how we choose to respond to them together. It's a powerful message of resilience, adaptability, and shared humanity. One that can inspire and unite people across different cultures and experiences. If you have enjoyed this story and you feel inspired by it, support this channel by hitting the like button, share this video to everybody. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.